Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is February 7th of 2026. So, based on breaking news and events, it appears the CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland has once again greenlit the arrest of Donald J. Trump for the date of February 8th of 2026 for crimes he did not commit. So exactly what the CIA plans to arrest Trump for on the date of February 8th of 2026 is obviously not known, but given the recent events surrounding the release of the so-called Epstein files, it appears the CIA headquarters has decided to frame Trump for crimes he did not commit, specifically to remove the 47th President of the United States. As I have stated in numerous videos, J.D. Vance is going to be sworn in by halftime of Super Bowl XLV because there is a turning point event being headlined by Kid Rock, and this is going to be the coronation of J.D. Vance. So they have to remove Trump in some form or fashion, and it appears that one of the options that they are planning to exercise on the date of February 8th of 2026 is framing him for crimes he did not commit. What is imperative to know, and I've stated this on the record no less than 100 times, that Donald J. Trump will never see the inside of a courtroom because he will be murdered in custody, most likely under the guise of a self-inflicted suicide, under the guise of attacking law enforcement, possibly in the aftermath of being choked out, suffering some sort of asphyxiation-related death event, or he will suffer likely some medical-related event in custody. In reality, he will be taken to a CIA black site and tortured for ad nauseum, possibly for years. Because the charges that are being used as the impetus for this impending raid, which is likely going to be executed by the FBI, the Secret Service, the U.S. Marshal Service, and/or the Capitol Police, is going to result in the death of Trump. And because the charges are fraudulent in nature, it will never go into a court of law. And the notion that Donald J. Trump is going to be arrested for crimes he did not commit on the date of February 8th is always corroborated by the numerology, which has the signature of the serial killer, which is the CIA in Geneva, Switzerland. So, for example, the date of February 8th marks exactly 9 days since the CIA staged the third, what is called the Epstein files dump, or trove of evidence, consisting of 3 million pages, 180,000 photos, and something like 6,000 videos. And Donald J. Trump was mentioned 3,500 times. This is designed to poison the minds of people, to make it appear that Trump is guilty of all these horrific crimes, rape, abortions, blood sacrifices, eating of children, all this horrific stuff. And so they released these files, even though most of the Trump's names being referenced were in respect to tips that were not confirmed as evidence. And of course, the number 9 equates to the letter I, which is always in intelligence. It has to do with intelligence. So we have FBI, CIA, MI5, MI6, etc. Also, the date of February 8th marks exactly 384 days since Donald J. Trump became President of the United States. Of course, the number 38 in 384 equates to CH, which is Confederation Helvetica. The official acronym and abbreviation for Switzerland is Confederation Helvetica. And then, of course, the number 4 equates to the cross, which is found on the flag of Switzerland. Also, and possibly most importantly, the date of February 8th is the monthly anniversary of the FBI raid targeting Donald J. Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate, which he is currently residing in at this moment, back on August 8th of 2022. So this is 42 months, and the number 42 or 24 equates to the letter X, which is known as the international symbol of death. And so this means that Trump is going to be murdered during this arrest. Also, it marks exactly 1,280 days since the 8/8/2022 FBI raid. So if you're starting to notice, there's always a double eights. This is because the modern state of Switzerland, her constitution was from 1878. 8/8, if you take two eights and you put them together, like that you would see on a digital alarm clock, it forms the cross of Switzerland. Also, 8/8 equates to HH, which is a Nazi term for Heil Hitler, and the 88 numerology has a lot of neo-Nazi connotations, and of course Switzerland is the Nazi state we're the only state in the world where you can fly a Nazi flag and do a Nazi salute, because it is the Nazi state of Switzerland. So it's 1,280 days, and so you see again the 88 numerology. Lastly, the date of February 8th marks exactly 29,094 days since Donald J. Trump was born in Queens, New York, back on June 14th of 1946. Of course, the number 24 equates to the letter X, which is again the international symbol of death. And then we have, of course, the number 9449, which equates to DI as in die. And so it's highly likely that Trump would be murdered on this particular date. So as I mentioned, the Epstein files, the dump of the Epstein files on January 30th was basically a smear campaign that is being orchestrated by the CIA in Switzerland to basically, and then somebody has to pay for this. And so they're not going to arrest Clinton, they're not going to arrest Bill Gates, they're not going to arrest Prince Andrew, they're not going to arrest any of these people, Jay-Z. I mean, the list is so long. And so this is designed to basically associate Trump in a de facto manner and directly with these horrific crimes. So this is just conjecture, but I believe that on the date of February 8th, in the early morning hours, the DOJ will release the other 2 million what they call pages of evidence, which they are currently holding back. So they've released 3 million, and apparently there's another 2 million that are going to be released. And then when they release this is where we're going to see all these links, direct links to Trump. And these are going to be, this is the best AI that the CIA can buy, and they're going to release audio tapes of Trump speaking with young girls, with underage women, admitting to crimes on camera. They're going to release videos that are AI generated that are going to have Trump committing sexual acts with minors. They're going to release photos of Trump, again, doing the same thing, interacting in a sexual manner or illegal manner with minors. They're going to release, again, like they did previously, they're going to release artwork that allegedly Trump crafted himself or purchased, which is of a sexual nature, possibly of himself doing something with another person or a child. They're also, the CIA has been grooming a harem of women from this group of Epstein women, because I think there's something like 2,000 or 5,000 of them. And so they have a select few. I don't have their names offhand. And they've been grooming them behind the scenes. And of course, we haven't heard from them directly in respect to Trump, but that's all about to change on February 8th, because during the Super Bowl, this is why they've chosen to do it on the Super Bowl, because everybody's going to be watching TV. And so they feel comfortable, the CIA feels comfortable that if they knock Trump out, that they can put a bunch of lies in a row and it's going to sell. And they also are going to try to spark a civil war, but that's a different story. So anywhere from 1 to 10 or to 20 girls are going to come, and they've been working on this for years, because this plot is many years in the making. It's actually since 2015. This is their insurance policy against Trump, because all the policies that Trump has put in, the pro-America policies, are about to pay off, and they don't want America to make a comeback. That's why they killed Charlie Kirk, and that's why they're trying to remove and kill Trump in a different manner. Also, they're likely going to produce DNA samples that were allegedly taken from the victims. Is this going to be a CSI Dateline 20, 48 hours type of thing? They're going to just try to swamp with all this sort of evidence. And one of the pieces of evidence that they might produce is the so-called P-tape from Russia. And this alleged videotape that was taken in a hotel in Moscow, Russia, where Trump was apparently urinating on young girls and stuff like that. So, and in order to foreshadow that Trump has committed all sorts of crimes with young underage females, in the first trove that came out back on the 30th of January, there was this narrative that was put forth and then subsequently regurgitated by all the talking heads in the media about that Trump forced a 13 to 14-year-old girl to give him oral sex, and when she refused, he bit her. And so they'll likely produce photographs of bite marks alongside of photographs of Trump's dental records and so on and so forth. And so this is going to be the largest frame job of a president, obviously, but of a celebrity, of an American, that's likely ever being concocted. This is where technology is. They're going to try to use the most cutting edge technology to try to manipulate the minds of the American people and the world, for that matter. This is going to be an epic hoax that is going to be perpetrated on Trump, and then of course they'll likely suicide key members of the Trump family in the aftermath of this arrest under guise of shame. So this is the demolition of the United States government, starting with its commander-in-chief, Donald J. Trump, on the date of February 8th, and then they're going to use the Super Bowl and the halftime show at the Super Bowl, which is the Turning Point USA, a halftime show, in order to pump up J.D. Vance. And then J.D. Vance is going to start giving all these speeches about this new beginning, turning over a new leaf, and a new America without all this divisive stuff. And I should say really quick in closing that Trump's social media a couple days ago posted a video depicting Obama and his wife, former First Lady Michelle Obama, as apes. And so it's likely, I'm not sure who posted it, but it was posted regardless. And this is designed to paint Trump as racist, and then they'll say that there was African American, FBI, U.S. Marshals, Capitol Police, Secret Service agents that were in the arrest of Trump, and that Trump was saying the N-word and was attacking them, and that's how he had to be restrained. This is how they plan to do it. And so, obviously, if Trump is arrested for any crimes on the date of February 8th of 2026, obviously know that it was planned and orchestrated by the headquarters located in Lucerne at Lake Geneva in Switzerland to remove a duly elected sitting president for crimes he did not commit. So if that happens, I kindly ask that you download this video and share it with local, state, and law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, as well as with local, national, and international media outlets. Peace.